Hey, Lindsay, let's check this one out. So what we're doing here is we're really foiling a binomial, right? We have a binomial, we have 3, and then we have this mess, which is root x minus 3. So let's do this out, and just to show you, I still do this myself. Let's write it twice, because it's oh so nice. X minus 3. And actually, it's not an equal sign. We'll just FOIL them out, okay? So the first thing we're going to do, 3 times 3 is 9, or 3 squared, right? We get that. And now here's the key. This, when we do the outside, we have 3 times this whole mess, this root x minus 3. Now anything under a square root doesn't really interact with a real number, right? This is not a real number. This is an irrational number. This is a decimal, and we don't even know what x is. So here's what we do. We assume, it's not written, but we can assume this. We assume there's a coefficient of 1 right out in front. So when we multiply this out, this 3 multiplies by 1, and then we kind of count this root x minus 3 just as like a like term or a variable, right? So remember back, doing like straight algebra, if we had like 3 times 2x, well, we multiply the coefficients. 3 times 2 is 6, and then the x just comes along, right? We're going to do the exact same play here, but instead of an x, we have this root x minus 3 mess. Okay, so when we do that, my outside is going to be plus 3 root x minus 3, and then we'll do the inside. Okay, so the two inside terms, sorry I'm drawing this terribly. We'll do the two inside terms, which again now is going to be, 3 times that, so it's going to be plus 3 root x minus 3, and then our last terms, this will cancel. Our last term, I'll draw it down here, this is going to be root x minus 3 squared, right, because there's 2 of them. So from there on out, we can just combine these like terms. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry. We can combine up our like terms and we can go from there, right? So we're going to have a 9. We're going to have 3 plus 3, so that's going to be plus 6 root x minus 3, not a plus. Okay, so again, at this point, it's just like combining like terms, and then plus this root and the square cancel out, so we have plus x minus 3. If I get my pen working, I would love to write that in for you. There we go, like that. Okay, so that's where that comes from. It's 6 times the root of x minus 3. We could do some algebra because this equals something else, right? We can combine like terms here. That x will probably cancel off with whatever is over on the left-hand side usually, and then you can divide both sides by 6 to get that last radical by itself, square it, and then go from there. But I hope that answers your question. It really just comes from foiling. Keep in mind that, we're really multiplying the coefficients here, the numbers out in front, and that root x minus 3 just comes along for the ride.